the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, hosting her first town meeting as she hears the concerns of residents. Police over in Abaco investigating a sudden death and an apparent suicide. And experience a taste of Port Rukaya. A special series begins tonight.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Megan Shepard. It's so great to have you with us. Topping news, another local parliamentarian charting the way forward in an effort to enhance communities and improve the lives of residents on Grand Bahama. Tonight, Sabrina Brown tells us that the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini outlined her plans for the district during a town meeting on Friday night.
Residents in West Grand Bahama coming together to voice their concerns on a myriad of issues and also to get a clear understanding on the way forward for that constituency from their Member of Parliament, Pakeisha Edgecombe. The local parliamentarian telling her constituents that creating partnerships with the corporate community is a major focus as they seek to take communities in that district to another level.
You have businesses in our community who continue to do much for our community. You have Mr. Cartwright here, who's from the Freeport Container Port. They continue to be very positive partners. Mr. Delancey as well, in working with our youth. There are other organizations in this community as well that we want to also recognize and make sure that you are legitimized so that whatever is there, you can get a piece of it. That is going to be the first thing that we have to do to ensure that if you are working and you're doing well for your community, that you are receiving the support that you need to make sure that you are sustained. And that is where the partnerships will come in.
Edgecombe breaking down the various allowances allocated for her constituency. She says $100,000 is earmarked annually for capital works, which can only be used for authorized capital development projects approved by the Minister of Finance only.
When I go out there and I want to do something, even though you may want me to do it, and you come to me, I have to take it to the Minister of Finance. You can have him say yes, and he may say no. The end all is not with your Member of Parliament. It has to be authorized first. And includes any works carried out for the overall or partial development of a constituency, the maintenance of any roads, parks, or other public facility within a constituency, the beautification of the environment with a constituency or any other work as the Member of Parliament will be appropriate under this. Educational or cultural endeavors are also under this program.
The constituency office grant is $30,000 annually. Just 3 months into her term in office, and Edgecombe is already impacting the lives of residents through that program.
Already we have been able to assist 7 young students get back to college. That's your nurse office. Additionally, we will be assisting local government with the garbage cleanup particularly and the cleaning of our environment. That is also where some of your money is going to go. Our community is all that we have. I get so excited sometimes when I see tourists ride through on a moped. I'm like, we need more of that. But we have to realize that if we want to attract money to our community, we have to be an attractive community.
Edgecombe also got the opportunity to hear firsthand the concerns of residents.
From what I'm hearing from this town meeting, obviously the common cry is that we need our homes fixed. We need our homes fixed. So in receiving that information and hearing what Mr. Brown has to say and knowing that there is a process, we will continue and go forward from this moment and ensure that each and every one of you who would have voiced your concerns, that we deal with it effectively.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Senior Undersecretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Harcourt Brown, also addressing that forum in West Grand Bahama. Brown gave an update on the hurricane restoration efforts to date.
We were very, very, very encouraged by the dialogue that we had with the contractors today. And I think it's safe to say that as early as perhaps next week, those contractors would be in a position where they can continue with the work that they had started on many of the homes, particularly in this area. Amen. We are also pleased to say that we have gotten approval now to release any number of the coupons that we were holding, particularly for persons from the West. And the administrators, we met with them yesterday, and they're going to be, those coupons are going to be turned over to the administrators for distribution.
The Total Education Center are partnering with the West Grand Bahama community to provide training and employment.
In the 8 Mile Rock and West End community for a large part of our employee population. So we absolutely appreciate what has been produced by the community.
Through our program and through our personal development stuff, we are able to help young people uncover what their true talents and gifts are. We believe that God grant each of us at least one special gift. It's up to us to find out what that gift is. Once we do that, or once you do that, then we can help you nurture and develop those talents and gifts towards you becoming more productive, responsible members of the workforce and society generally.
Police in Abaco are still investigating a suspected suicide of a 41-year-old male resident of Hopetown, Abaco on Saturday. Reports are that shortly before 10 a.m., police were called to the Hopetown Lighthouse where the lifeless body of a male was found unresponsive on the premises. The body was transported to the Marsh Harbor Clinic and pronounced dead by a doctor. Foul play is not suspected at this time. However, an autopsy will be performed to determine the exact cause of death. Police are actively investigating this matter. Police on Grand Bahama have identified the victim of the traffic fatality that occurred on Monday, August 7th on East Sunrise Highway in Gedney Drive, Freeport. They are 75-year-old Emilia Rasconi, 77-year-old Vincenzo De Troya, and 48-year-old Paola De Troya. All of the victims were visitors to the island from Italy. Police in Grand Bahama arresting an 18-year-old male of Gold Rock Creek after he was found with a quantity of dangerous drugs today. Reports are that shortly after 8 a.m., police were on routine patrol at the McLeanstown Government Dock, where a male was observed acting suspicious. He was searched and found in possession of 4.5 pounds of suspected marijuana with an estimated street value of $4,500. Investigations are continuing in this matter. The Ministry of Tourism, in conjunction with international partners and the Viva Wyndham Club Fortuna Resort, helping to promote the island of Grand Bahama in Toronto, Canada. Recently, a top radio station out of Canada traveled to the island for a unique experience that will aid in the ultimate goal of bringing more tourists to the island of Grand Bahama. Z103.5 FM is a Toronto-based radio station with a reach of over 1 million listeners, and recently a team spent 1 week on island exploring the unique features of Grand Bahama. Director at the Ministry of Tourism, Betty Bethel, says that the goal is to keep the island of Grand Bahama as a top destination in the Canadian market.
We needed to keep the destination alive in the marketplace of Canada while we're going through our recovery. And so we partnered with Z103. Our office out of Toronto coordinated all of this in conjunction with Sunwing, of course, and Viva Fortuna to make this happen. And every day, they've been here since Saturday, they have been broadcasting live back to Toronto, talking about the experiences of Grand Bahama Island.
Bethel says that while the numbers have remained constant, there is always room for improvement.
Our numbers have been steady. They've not been overwhelming, of course, but at least they have been steady enough to keep the flight in place. And this effort has been a boost to get our numbers up and again to keep the awareness. of Grand Bahama Island in the Sunwing Market and in the Toronto marketplace.
Radio announcer and music director at Z103.5 FM, Matt the Hammer Riggett, says that he has been having a blast on island. He and his team were able to participate in various tour activities and share their experiences in real time as they broadcast live back to Canada.
We started off doing the Jeep tour, we went on a kayak tour, went to see the Gold Rock, the beach there, which was absolutely incredible. We went snorkeling this morning, we've been to so many different restaurants, we went to the West End to see all that stuff, and it's amazing. I've never seen Bahamas, it's my first time here, and actually blown away, and I'll be back several more times.
Once back in Canada, the team will continue to promote the island of Grand Bahama and also host a promotion for residents to win free trips.
A whole bunch of companies come together, from Travel Bahamas to Sunwing.ca, and of course the radio station, and collectively came up with this idea that we should come to Bahamas, and specifically here at the the Viva Wyndham Fortuna Beach Resort, and experience it. And then when I get back, we could actually give away trips. I think we could have anywhere between 2 or 3 million people listen a week, to be honest with you. So a big radio station that's been around for at least 25 years. And I think the reason why we're successful in Toronto is because it seems like all the other radio stations play the same music, and we're allowed to go off format and play maybe something out of Europe, or if we hear a soca song in the Bahamas, we can bring that back and play it.
The Sunwing flights are direct between Toronto and Grand Bahama every week on Saturdays. Stay with us, there's more news right after this break.